Principal's Corner, Mr. Canfield, it's always great to have you back on the show.
Thank you.
We're going to start with a question that I'm sure we've all been wondering. What exactly inspired you to be a principal?
Excellent question. Well, let's go back a little bit. What inspired me to be in education? My mother has taught for 37 years. She's now retired, but watching her teach in CCSD, she opened up El Dorado, she opened up Green Valley. So that was inspiring to see that, her schedule, how everything works, the time that she put in and working with kids every single day and the impact she had on students. And so then after about 15 years, my goal was always to do about half of my career in the classroom, half my career outside the classroom. So after 15 years, I was able to get into administration. I worked at central office as a coordinator for a associate superintendent for a year. And then I went back into the building and I went to Foothill High School where I taught for 10, 12 years and became an assistant principal at that time over curriculum. And then I had the opportunity to come over to Canyon Springs with our former principal, Mr. Marcuzis. And I was able, the big opportunity that I had was to be able to be part of the magnet program, like a school within a school, right? And so it gave me an opportunity to kind of run my own program, my own courses, and work through that process to kind of learn the ins and outs of how do you run a building. And then the opportunity to become a principal at Canyon Springs arrived, and I jumped at the opportunity, and I'm so grateful that I was chosen to be the next leader of Canyon Springs High School. So that's kind of my journey throughout this time period. But being a leader, supporting students, helping the community, all of those things played a big factor in becoming a principal.
And Coach Griff, what got you into the education and coaching?
Just finding a way to have an impact on kids. I've always served with kids, whether I was in college doing summer camp counselors and things of that nature. And then additionally, on top of that, I wanted to coach. And I thought that that would have been my best means to not only coach, but also beyond just the impact that I could have as a coach, I could also impact them academically as well.
I see. So there's been a talk about shifting high school start times to later in the morning. What's your take on the proposal?
Yeah, so right now the proposal is it looks like they're going to shift everything back a half hour possibly. They're still doing surveys right now with the community, and so our start time would technically start at, say, 7:30. What is my opinion on it? Really, that doesn't make a big difference, that half hour, right? But I understand the reason why they're doing it. They think that maybe students will have a better opportunity to cut down on chronic absenteeism as students show up to school each and every day and more rested, right? Some of the negatives are the sports that Coach Griff could talk about after me here, but the clubs and activities, so many things happen at Canyon Springs after hours, right? So if you're not here after 1:16, you should stop by and just stay a couple hours because we have multiple programs, training.
So, Coach Griff, what is your take on the proposal of moving start times?
I agree with Mr. Canfield. I don't think they're going to make much of a difference as it pertains to the issue they're trying to tackle as far as you guys starting later. I think it's going to have a ripple effect across the valley with everybody's start times being pushed back and everybody having to adjust to it. So, like I was saying, people who have to go home and take care of their siblings or have to go home and help their parents out with their jobs or whatever it may be, I think it's just going to cause a big issue. But I did want to ask, I know you said that you wanted to start later. You don't mind staying at school later than in the day as well?
Not really. I think most of the time it just goes by. Like, honestly, I kind of just forget myself through the day.
Yeah.
So I think I'd be fine just ending things a little later.
You just want to start a little later, get some more sleep?
Yeah.
I like that.
Good deal.
So, of course, Canyon Springs is unique in the way that it is a hybrid school, magnet and non-magnet. How do you think that benefits the students and the school in its both the magnet and non-magnet students?
Gotcha. So, in the magnet program, we have close to 800 to 900 students, and they come from all over the valley, right? Some kids wake up talking about start times. Sometimes some of our kids have to get on the bus at 5 in the morning to get all the way over to Canyon Springs. So the commitment is there from a lot of our students. Also, we have many students throughout the valley near us that take advantage of our magnet programs. Also, with the comprehensive school, you're getting a plethora of everything, right? So you're able to do the classes that are mandatory by the state. At the same time, we have many different programs. We probably have more programs here than most high schools in the valley. So the opportunity for students to take advantage of this is very important. It exposes them to many different types of subject matters to maybe make a determination of how they want to move forward in life and career paths. So I think that the mix of both of them adds a positive environment to our school, and so I think it's a very important part of Canyon Springs High School.
I personally am in the magnet program, and I do think that it is very positive for those who are in the program as well as not. I think that there's a lot of opportunity for, first off, social interaction. I think that a lot of other magnet schools, I've heard that because there is less kids, there is less interaction between each other, and that could be an issue. I also think that it's really good for finding motivation for the future, which is, in my opinion, one of the biggest reasons why so many people do have failing grades. It's that they don't have any motivation, but that's because they're not given any reason to.
Well said.
What program are you in?
I am in the Multimedia Productions.
Okay. And you're enjoying it?
Yeah, we're working on PSAs right now. We're almost done.
Awesome. From a teacher side, what do you think with the magnet versus a comprehensive regular school? Is there any opinions that maybe teachers might have?
I agree with what you guys both said. I think the opportunity to interact socially with people with different interests, with people not only with different interests but similar interests, in the sense of we have motivation for our future. And I know that oftentimes in high school you'll come across peers who maybe they're not as motivated or they're not as interested in school. And so for those kids who are in the magnet program, getting an opportunity to interact with kids who may not be as motivated, that aren't in the magnet program, just getting a different perspective on how we as teachers see some of the students, where we get to see you come in who is a magnet student. Not to say that the kids who aren't in the magnet program aren't motivated, but you get on both sides. Even there are kids in the magnet program that aren't motivated. And so I think getting the opportunity to interact with all these different people and different interests, and not only that, but getting to explore some of those interests and not having to do so at a financial loss, in the sense where you go to college, let's say you pick a major and you realize very long or short into it, it's not for you. Now you have to choose another major, and then you're spending more money on classes, versus here, you go into the multimedia, you give it a shot. Maybe you don't like it, now you can go into the law program or whatever else. So I think just the opportunity, I think to scale it back, I think it definitely provides a positive environment, and I think it's a positive thing to be a part of a magnet school as opposed to just a comprehensive regular school.
Thank you for your insight and continuing to connect the school's community, Mr. Canfield.
Appreciate that.
Yes, Mr. Canfield, thank you.
Thank you guys. Have a great holiday break. Be safe and enjoy. All right.
You too.
Great job.